working with faculty, graduate students, and K-12 educators who are interested in using drawing to enhance science education, to enhance sharing of science and public engagement, and to improve practices that relate to assessment, both in terms of assessing a student's capacity and also building students' or learners' abilities to assess their own knowledge. And basically what I've been up to is helping people understand that drawing isn't, and most art forms actually, don't just make science pretty. They're deeply rooted disciplines with really valuable skills and thought processes, and that a lot of the creativity and problem solving and exploration that we associate often with science is a shared set of practices in the arts. And so one of the really important things that you can do when you're trying to help folks use drawing to notice something, say in the natural world, or to indicate that they understand how sap flows through a tree, is to make sure that you address this cultural stigma that we have developed around art. And what I've found over time, and what a lot of literature supports, is that you can help people overcome a sense of reluctance by giving them some foundational skills. So we're not magically born amazing artists. Most people who are technically proficient at drawing and a lot of other art forms have practiced them intensively. And if we orient people to basic drawing techniques, then we can ask them to use drawing as a process of exploration or demonstration of ability. One of the impacts that I've been noticing is that a lot of people relate very much to the problem in this situation, which is that we tell people to draw, but we don't tell them how. We don't teach them to draw. And so I have a lot of conversations with people who recognize that they get pushback from students, or that they have concern amongst their staff, or they themselves feel kind of insecure about facilitating art as an integration into science, even though, you know, STEAM is a huge buzzword and there's a lot of evidence indicating it's a really powerful way of connecting people to science. And so people are just conscious that this is an issue and increasingly interested in getting support, and seem really relieved to know that there is literature they can read and that there are best practices for connecting with people who have technical skill in art instruction, so that they can build skill sets either in their team or in their teaching community or in their students.
This is a poster about an outreach organization that I run and my colleague here runs at the University of Missouri called Science on Wheels. And it really is born out of this fact that in Missouri, a large proportion of our population, a large number of our students in school districts are in rural communities. And despite the fact that our university is a land-grant institution, we aren't getting too much connection out here to these people living in rural communities. So from that, we came up with this mission where we wanted to provide an opportunity for everybody in Missouri to meet a scientist, and from that, have some awareness about science, realize that scientists are people, and then also build some engagement skills amongst our grad students that are at the University of Missouri. And so what we do is we recruit speakers that are grad students and postdocs at the University of Missouri, and we train them to communicate science. We provide them with a workshop that allows them to build skills about how to make their research into a story that people resonate with. And then we bring these speakers out to different community partners across the state. You can see some of them marked here on this map. And we have these events where they go out and they talk to audiences in these different rural communities about their research in a way that we can figure out how that relates to those people, so why they should care about it. So far we've had 17 events in 15 counties. We were founded in 2017, and we've made great partnerships in these communities with Extension. Extension has offices across Missouri, so they're great partners in this. And people really love these events. They come to them, they want to hear what we're talking about, they want to see Mizzou scientists. It's a very kind of pride thing for Missourians. And we also get some great speakers, our grad students give great presentations. And yeah, we've had a great time here. We're trying to move forward and maybe have some more consistent attendance, because you can see we have some really low attendance events and some high attendance events. we're trying to figure out how to sustain our organization through, since we're all grad student volunteers and postdoc volunteers, it's hard to figure out how it's going to go on after I graduate next year. The impact that we're trying to have is to show people that scientists are people that look like them and do stuff that's very much like them. For example, a lot of people farm in rural Missouri, and a lot of the research going on at our institution is about farming. And people don't realize that science can actually be learning about farming, and it requires a lot of work that they already have skills for. So we're hoping that this provides people some awareness of what scientists do, maybe some interest in potentially pursuing careers, and also some support when it comes to like state funding and stuff like that. We haven't quite hit an evaluation component yet, so we're not really sure how we're doing on hitting those goals, but we, from the kind of informal feedback that we get, people love these events, they love coming to them, and they really enjoy themselves when they do come to them.
I'm Krista Jensen from York University in Toronto, Canada, and my poster is about an 8-week training program that we developed for our faculty, grad students, staff, community partners to teach them about knowledge mobilization. So how to connect their academic research with community groups. I've heard today that there's a lot of other people at the conference who are interested in developing curriculum about how to teach broader impacts, and so I think what we've done here could be of use for other people in other institutions about how do you teach the principles about connecting academic research to community.